Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hack, and I've got a really fun challenge for you guys today. So thank you all so much for joining. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Let me know where you guys are from. I'll be checking the stream throughout the stream today, or I'll be checking the chat throughout the stream today. So let me know if you have any questions. Good morning, Dee, Anna, Nyasha, Julia. I recognize you guys from yesterday. Hope you guys are doing good. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna switch on over to Behance. You know by now, it's behance.net/challenge/XD. And this is our homepage where you can find all of the daily prompts. So if you're new to the Daily Creative Challenge, this is just an opportunity for you to work on your skills, get feedback on your work, and connect with the community. So if you're not already registered, go ahead and click this blue button, and that will get you notifications in your Creative Cloud dropdown every day at 8 a.m., or you can just check back right here. So each day you'll receive a challenge, and be sure to join Discord, that community chat, so you can stay informed of any new updates in XD and anything that we're telling you guys, and just to connect with other designers. And then every day at 11:30 Pacific time, right here, we'll have our daily live show. And then lastly, be sure to share your work both on Discord and on Behance. So if you have any questions about any of that, feel free to reach out. All right, so we've done a ton of these challenges so far. So we're almost there, guys. So we have, 6 that we've done so far. I'm not going to go through all of these. If you want to read through all of these together, read through all of these again, you totally can do that. But today what we're going to be working on is voice triggers. So I want you to design a voice command experience for a language learning app and use voice triggers to allow your users to speak a word and then receive the translation. So if you've never done anything with voice before, don't worry, it's super easy. I'll walk you through it. Do not be alarmed. So go ahead and click this Get Started button, and then this will bring you to the Dropbox, and you can download that. It's just like a little getting started file with some inspiration and tutorials and such. And if you want to watch any of the replays, you can click Watch Video. And let's hop on into Discord. So again, we have about 20,000 people right now. So if you're not already a member, highly encourage you to join. We've got all the channels over here. I've been checking in the current challenge channel that you guys have been posting your work in progress, links to your prototypes. If you have any of the past challenges that you're still working on, don't worry about that. You can still post that and get feedback on your work there. Let's see. Another important one, introductions. If you're new, say hello, say where you're from, and ask a question. This channel, if you have any questions for us. Cool, so that is a bit about Discord. So be sure to, after you're done with each day, post that in Discord so you can get that feedback. So let's go ahead and get started. Day 6, 3 more days left, guys. Look at that, it's crazy. You've been working so hard. Okay, so like I mentioned, what I want you to do is design a voice command experience for a language learning app. And I want you to focus on the voice triggers. So that is when you're in the prototype mode. I can't click it right now because I don't have anything selected, but you would go into the triggers and then just click the voice in that drop down up there. So I'll walk you through that when we get to that a little bit later. But let's scroll on down here. I have a little bit of inspiration for you guys. Oh, by the way, this is the whole file that you'll get from that Dropbox link that I showed a bit earlier. So the inspiration that I found, there's a lot of language learning apps out there actually. Let me know if you've used one before. I have not, but I'd like to try one. So Duolingo, this is one that's, I feel like, pretty recognizable and very popular. So they show like a few options, and then you have to choose like what is whatever term that you're trying to learn. Kind of similar with this one, Memrise. They have a few options down here, except it's in writing. And then Busuu, I've never heard of this one before, but they have, you can speak it or hear what it sounds like, and then a few options below to choose from. And, you know, you can add like a timer as well if you want. And Google Translate, I mean, that's not really a language learning app, but like, I thought it was kind of similar. So, you know, you've got like the arrows going back and forth for whichever language you want to switch between. Yeah. So let me know if you guys have tried any of those. I have only taken French before, so that is the language I'm going to focus on today's challenge. But you have all the resources down here if you want to go through those. Last Monday, I went through most of these, so if you want to rewatch that stream, you can feel free to do that. And the letsxd.com tutorial that you might want to focus on is the voice one. So let's dive right in. Got a few artboards already started, the home page, and then we want to choose what level maybe, and what like type of category and what language. But I'm actually going to start on these three. So the listening, like when we're speaking, so before, during, and after. So I like to lay those out beforehand just so I kind of know, have a plan. It's like a loose wireframe basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our background. I'll make this white and just keep the border kind of like a orangey color. And Marissa said she just started using Duolingo. I'd like to try that one. I don't remember if you have to pay for it or not, but still, it sounds interesting. Okay, so I always start just at the top and then work my way down. So I'm gonna add a menu button so we have some navigation, some way to get around. And then I'll add a title. So just like, let's say we chose the easiest one, level 1. We're not trying to do too much here. Okay, so we'll make that like 30. Level 1, there we go. And then just center this and bring it up right there so it's both in line. And then I just have a few little icons down here for the sake of time. Got our little French flag, so we know what language we're trying to learn. And then below that, we can add our card. And then let's say like we have a bunch of cards and we can like flip through each of them, and each card represents a new word. So we'll use this orange color that I already have saved in my assets panel over here. And then with this, we will add a title. So like, what is this item? And then kind of similar to that Duolingo one that I showed, but we'll just give people a few options for them to choose from, but you have to say it out loud. So let's make it like 22, raise it up a bit. And then we'll say a carrot. They have to learn what a carrot is. And then we'll give them a few options. So I looked this up before, and actually carrot is very similar in French. It's just like carrot. So this is not a hard one, but maybe you could let your users have something a little bit more difficult. Okay, citron. I don't remember what that one was, but I remember one of these was cucumber. I think it was, let me see, cornichon. Yeah, that was cucumber. So that would be an incorrect answer. And then carota, that's just like a random one. Or maybe that was carrot in Spanish, I think. So give them a few options to choose from, and then we'll drag this down a bit. Like I said, it's level 1, so leave it easy for people on this one. Okay, and then below that, we want to have a skip option in case it's just too difficult for them. And then we also want maybe like a timer. So we'll say like, you only have 15 seconds left on the clock. put that in the bottom left. Drag this down a bit. And then I have this little just timer indicator to show visually as well as in writing like how much time we have left. And actually, I'll add a little background behind that. So I'll just make it white, give it a rounded corner. I'm pressing Option drag for that, only dragging one at a time. And then I'll copy and paste this and use the Pathfinder tool. There we go. And then I'll just group all these together, but not the background. And I want this, let's see. Yeah, this needs a little bit of a drop shadow, I think, since the white corner is a little hard to see with the contrast. Let's bump it up to like 20. That might be a bit much. Maybe 10. Let's say 15 instead for the blur. Okay. So that looks good. Make sure it's centered. We can raise this a bit. And then below, so Adobe XD, the way that they do it to speak is you press the space bar, but for our users, we want them maybe to either like they can press this button or they can just start speaking. So let's at least like give them an icon so they know that that's what they have to do. So that one looks good. This is the before they're actually talking. And then for the during, let's just copy all of these and paste them into the next artboard. And then, oh, citron is lemon. Okay, thanks, Greg. Wasn't sure about that one. And then on this one, let's move this over. And then while we're listening, we want it to give some indication. We want this to change basically. So let's just say listening. You could add some like waveforms to show that, okay, something's going on there. Or you could add like a loading circle, whatever you want, but just make sure there's something during the listening phase. So let's make that orange, same color. And it's a bit big, so there we go. Group those together, center them. Okay, that one looks good. And then we just need the final one. So after we're done listening, we can copy that, paste that into the final artboard. And then since we're done listening, we can just get rid of this one. And we need to put the counter back to 0 since there's no time left. And then we can change this to all the way green. Need to make that a bit bigger. There we go. And then we'll remove the options below and we'll say like, great job, you got it. Good job. Oh wait. Exclamation mark. And let's add like a check mark below. So we'll have this rectangle, raise it up a bit, a little bit rounded, with no border. And then I'll copy and paste this and make it orange. And then this is just selecting whatever the correct answer was. So it was like carrot. And let's add a little check mark icon so we know that we did it correctly. Add that in there. All right. And then, cool. Let's group those together and okay. That looks good. So the before listening is we have the option to press this button or just start speaking. And then the during listening is, okay, we've got a few options and we know that it's listening because it has either some dots or like a loading circle or something. And then after we see that it is a check mark, we have an indicator with the text and the timer has run out. So give them a few options so they know that the state has changed. Okay, so before I get into those two pages, let's go ahead and move on into the prototype tab. And since we don't really need to click anything in this artboard to start speaking, we can just select the whole thing, drag it over, and then the trigger will select the drop down, and then we'll say voice right here. And I already have it typed in, but the command, you can type in whatever you want. just say carrot. Okay. And then for this one, so this one we want it to be a timed one because we don't want to have to press anything while it's listening. We want it to act like, okay, the app is doing something on its own. So here we would just do a time trigger. I have the delay to like 0.4 seconds, so we have some time to speak. And then just a dissolve animation and give the duration like 0.6 seconds so we know that, okay, it's like thinking really hard. And then answer, we don't need to do anything there. So let's go ahead and prototype this. So, and the way you do this is you press down on your space bar and you say carrot. So it's listening, and then it went straight to good job. So I actually might make this a little bit longer. That was kind of short. Let's see. Both of those, both the delay and the duration. So we'll click here, press the play button, and then I'm pressing the space bar, carrot. It's listening, and then it fades into the good job. So that's how you do it, super easy. All you have to do is type in the command and voila, you're done. So, oh, you guys are speaking some French in the chat. Okay. I probably wouldn't be able to read it. I don't remember much anymore. Say très facile. I think that's easy, right? Yeah. Joe's saying, I can read French at a high school level at least. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if I could even remember that. All right. So let's go back. So I'm working a bit backwards, but I just wanted to make sure we finished that listening page. So the choose page, this is where you would choose like what level you want. So we can add the background. Let's add that menu, and then we'll give a little title. So let's say like, what do you want to learn? ? And then we'll drag this down, center it, and then let's just give them a few drop-down options. So we'll say like, make this a light blue. So we'll say like the first one is level 1, so they want to choose what level, like difficult or extremely hard, super fluent. And then we'll say level 1. Great. And I'll make this all caps just because to give it a little variety. This could be smaller, like 20. That looks good. Cool. And then a little drop down arrow right next to that. I'm just reading the chat. Emily's saying, I used to be the top student in my French class, but can't say a single sentence anymore. Oops. There's always time to learn again. Okay, so we've got level 1, and then let's say this is like the category. So let's say food. You can choose animals, like people, whatever. And then we'll just add an icon for food. Have a little watermelon. Very cute. And then below that, let's say the language. That's the most important one. Can't forget that. And the language we're choosing is French. Delete that and place the little flag. Okay. It's a little tight. That's fine. Okay, so those look good. Now, just at the bottom, we need a button to get to the next screen. So, like, obviously with all of these, you could go through and add a few more screens for, like, showing all of the options in each of those drop-downs. But just for the sake of time, I'm just gonna act like, okay, we've already chosen everything. Just trying to click around. Okay, and then this will say, start learning. And I'll make that white. Center that. And I don't want it to be all caps. Bit bigger, maybe, oh whoa, that's way too big. 25, okay. Group those. That looks good, okay. And then let's go over into prototype mode and we can click this to drag over. So let's look at this one more time. So what food do you want to learn? We've clicked through all of our options. Level 1, food is the category, and then the language is French. And then start learning. And we press the space bar to say carrot. And then it's listening, and then it says good job. So that's how you do that. Super easy with that trigger of voice, and then you just type in whatever you want the user to say. So let's save this, and if you didn't have time for the homepage, but I already put it on Behance if you want to look at it. So let's go ahead and pull up Behance. And then I just have my same project that I've been working on for all of the daily challenges. So we have got quite a bit. I probably need to organize this a bit better, but so 5, 6. Okay. So this was the homepage I was going to make, but if you want to upload things, you just hover over wherever you want and then press that arrow, and then you can upload whatever you want. And in XD, all you do is file, export, batch, or selected. So that's how you do that. And I definitely wanted to, one thing, of course, go into settings and make sure you click over to the discoverability tab and click the keyword XD Daily Challenge so that we will be able to find you guys and give you feedback or possibly feature you on the stream. Okay, so let's save that. And then let's go over to Behance, and I'm just gonna search up XD Daily Challenge. That's how we find all of the projects. And I have a few already pulled up that I wanted to show because I only got to show one yesterday. So this one, these were from last Friday, I believe. So this one's by Rise. I really liked this one. This was the geocaching app. So let's look at the prototype. I thought it was cool how he made the map feature. So let's see. I can click this. That's cool. It's like a compass, and then you can zoom in and out. Very neat. Let's click this arrow. Pirate's Treasure. 3 levels of difficulty. This is awesome. Let's see what else. Okay, I think that's it. I just really liked these 2 buttons up here, like being able to move the map. That looks awesome. Another one I really liked, this was the Reader app by Santaji. And I just haven't seen anything like this. He did a Bauhaus style. Like the font's very unique and the colors obviously very Bauhaus themed. And this is so cool. Look at the layout is changing there. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what happens next. Oh, so those are each books, I guess. And then it got the drag feature. That was the thing we were supposed to focus on, so nice job there. That looks so cool. I want to see that little transition again at the beginning. That is awesome. Really good job on the layout there. Very unique. Points for uniqueness, Santaji. Good job on that. And then this one by Miriam. Seen you in Discord, Miriam. So this was the geocaching one on Friday. And I loved that you showed all of your process, not just like the end result. You showed your wireframes, you showed your fonts, the colors, the logo and such. And yeah, I just thought this, you put so much work into this. Cool. Okay, guys, that is about all the time that we have for today. Thank you all so much for joining. And be sure to stay tuned every day at 11:30. I'll be back here tomorrow. And next we've got Elise Todd working in XD. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
And so people are supposed to have moments where they feel whole. And to feel whole, in the moment of wholeness, a man can understand something about women and the feminine.